we continue Life's Better here in Maumee with John Swimba from the Cigar Affair. Let's talk about what makes the Cigar Affair a unique place.
There's a lot of things that make us unique. First of all, I think one of the main things is we have a huge selection. Just about any kind of cigar you're looking for. In fact, we have Ohio's largest walk-in humidor. I would guess we have over 1,000 boxes to choose from.
That's a lot of cigars.
Yes. Any shape, any size. Cigars that are 8 inches long, small cigars for the ladies, just about every shape. That's probably one of the things that separate us from other cigar stores.
And, you know, when you come in there, because I said something to you when you first got here, that's an easy go-to gift for me, for my husband, because I know he likes to smoke cigars, but I never know what kind to get. So I can come into your place and you can kind of help walk me through the process, can't you?
You know, another unique feature is our staff. They are fantastic. They'll spend a half hour with anyone just to pick up one cigar. And they know cigars like the back of their hand. They're fantastic. And a lot of times people come in and they always say, well, I want to get something better than he normally smokes. He usually smokes some less expensive cigars, but all ours are handmade cigars imported from Central America.
And for somebody who doesn't smoke cigars, it's kind of like, for anybody that watches the show, they know that I like my wine, and I at least like to pretend like I know a lot about wine. Cigars are a lot like wine in that there's a huge variety, there's a huge price range, and you can get a lot of different things in a cigar, can't you?
You know, since you brought that up, the parallel between the two is so close. From the time you have to plant the wine or the tobacco, and then you have to ferment it and you age it, it's very, very similar. They're all handmade.
There is a lot of similarities, and just like in picking a wine, you need somebody that knows what they are talking about and has the knowledge for sure. Now, you guys do have an honor. You were voted the best cigar store, what, 3 years in a row?
Yes, yes. Thank you, customers.
That's quite an honor, and it says something. It says that you know what you're doing for sure. You guys also sponsor a lot of cigar events, don't you?
Yeah, our motto is we're serious about cigars. And we try to bring in the new cigars. As a matter of fact, I have a prop here today to share with you. The new cigars, and we bring in the companies to have a tasting party, as we call it, introduce my customers to the new cigars. We give them a deal on purchasing the cigars during events. And so I'd say we have at least 20 events. I might mention, too, in September, we're having a charity event. Last year, we raised probably $8,000 for Wounded Warriors. We have it in September 17th. Tickets will go on sale soon. All the money goes to charity. And this year, we're going to be donating it to Mercy Children's Hospital. So we try to give back to the community. But in terms of cigars, here's a new one I brought. I was at our national convention about 2 weeks ago and talking to Orlando Padron. The Padron cigars are probably one of the best cigars in the world. And they make a very distinct cigar from Nicaragua, medium to full, very complex. Well, they decided on bringing out a mild cigar, and they were arguing back and forth. You know, do we break away from what we traditionally do? So they came out with this new cigar, which is very mild. It's called the Damaso after their great-grandfather. Fantastic cigar. I would see a Sunday morning with a newspaper and a cup of coffee and a mild cigar. It'd be fantastic.
Something for maybe somebody who has not smoked a lot of cigars before, or something for somebody who wants to try it.
Exactly.
It'd be good for
you
them
want to start out with something mild.
Now, Cuba has opened up, so that has some impact on the cigar business. But you and I were kind of talking a little bit before we started, maybe not the impact that people think that it has on the cigar business.
Everybody wants to try the forbidden fruit, the Cuban cigar. Well, it's kind of a mixed blessing. First of all, Cuba sells all the cigars they make, and if it opened up to the United States, we would buy all of them. And that's impossible because they couldn't do that. And so the prices would be very high initially. You'd probably have some cigars coming from Cuba that weren't quite the quality, so it would be a little disruption. My guess is it's going to take about 5 years because, as I've said, it takes time to grow them, to ferment them, to age them. Many of the cigars, the tobacco is 5 years old, so you just can't make them overnight. You have to wait. So it'll take 5 years before it starts settling out. But the real benefit, I think, is that all the families who left Cuba during the embargo and went to the Dominican and Nicaragua and Honduras, they would have access to wonderful Cuban tobacco now, and they would come up with many new wonderful blends.
It definitely makes for an interesting situation.
It is.
Now, the one other thing that you guys carry that I want to bring up is that you have accessories. You have accessories for cigars, but also for pipes.
Yes. Every Wednesday we have pipe night, and the guys come over, and we have to bring in extra chairs because it gets kind of packed. But we have pipes and pipe accessories, humidors and cutters, and all the traditional things you need to smoke a cigar.
Well, growing up in Kentucky, I have such wonderful memories of my uncles and grandfathers smoking their pipes, and I can just smell that. It takes me back to childhood, that's for sure. Tell people where you're located, what your hours are, how they can find you.
We are located in downtown Maumee, right across the street from the city building. Our building was built in 1870s, just after the Civil War, and what happened is I came in and I gutted it. I took everything away, the paneling, the plaster, took it down to the natural brick. We have a lounge with about 20 seats. It's very comfortable, right in the center of downtown Maumee.
Check it out today. It sounds like a great building, and they have some great products. The Cigar Affair. We'll be right back on Better Living.